What's up, everyone?
Huh?
It's Schoolboy Roll Up. We're back. We're hanging out. And we got to get right into it, people. Nick, show us the hair.
It's coming in. It's still
Hey,
a
there we
very
go.
bad fade, but I don't have to go to the office for like a week. So
Jazz is improving.
she came over and grew my hair in for me. So
Jazz made up for this?
But I think Jazz knew that it was going to grow in a certain way. So that's why she did it the way that she did it.
maybe. I still think we should do a poll if I should go back there or not.
That would
Absolutely. That's a great poll. Should Nick go back to Jazz?
It's going up on the Twitter as soon as we're done.
Good. So it was written. Guys, we're here. Jazz aside, we're basically at the summertime. What are we looking forward to?
Ooh.
That's tough. 2 days from now, we're taking my kids to go to the Touch a Truck event that is in my town, or our hometown should be, I should say.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Greg doesn't know what Touch a Truck is.
Greg has a very confused look on his face.
Before they made Touch a Truck.
Touch a Truck? Like, what is it? There's going to be like a fire truck there?
There's going to be fire trucks and ambulances and police cars, and then like the state police flies in a helicopter, and it lands like
Dude, this
right.
Sounds childish as anything.
It's way too loud for a child. Why are they going to land a helicopter 5 feet away from the toddlers?
Last year when the helicopter came in, because we went, and Jack was only 2 years old. You would have thought there was like a World War II bomber coming in. He ran to us when he heard, like, because it was so low, and so like it scared the hell out of him. So I'm assuming the same again.
I mean, Jack needs to grow up.
He does. He needs to
stop being scared of sound. 2-year-old Jack.
We're 3 years old now. We can handle it. You know?
That reminds me, like back in the day, we took Avery to 4th of July in Ridgewood, and she was probably about 4 at the time, or close to it. We had great seats for the fireworks. She was not prepared.
Oh, man.
For how loud they were going to be.
We need those headphones.
Next 30 minutes just backing up from that spot.
Slowly backing up.
Yes.
What about here?
So, all right. So we got Touch a Truck coming up.
Big birthday party at my house on Saturday.
Oh.
My whole family.
We got Gage Goldberg.
Gage Goldberg, senior, junior, senior is turning 3.
Woo!
And my pool may be overrun by frogs. My backyard is currently overrun by frogs, I think.
Really?
I saw one in the pool today. It was on a pool noodle. Like, it's like, oh, look, it's a frog. I'm like, what?
What is this?
Now you can hear them going crazy back there now that it's nighttime.
Oh, that's sick.
Like, how many of these things are back there?
Yeah, right.
Nick, what size are we talking? Like full?
It was this big. About yay big.
And I guess that's probably because it has rained so freaking much here in New Jersey. Yeah. So nice.
Guys, I feel like frogs are going to procreate pretty quickly. Like, is Nick going to wind up with a whole frog form?
I think so.
Now, is killing a frog like killing a fly? No, it seems like far more inhumane, right?
It seems so much more
frogs, right? And a serial killer then.
Much more of a splat too.
Yeah, it's like lots more clean up.
Like that's
it's so much worse, dude.
You just murder these frogs because I'm having a party.
You'd have to power wash your like area around your pool after you do that too, because that's gonna leave a mark.
A lot of frog guts.
A lot of frog guts.
Okay, so there's, other than the inhumanity of it, there's like a bit of a mess to consider
for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some cleaning. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
Okay, So we'll try and just move the frogs further away.
You haven't had
Yeah.
much luck with this pool area. Like you've had some
No.
like a bunch of issues with it, and now like it's not even pool related. It's frogs
It's
have
frog
just
related.
overrun it.
Uh-oh. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Just keep throwing money at it till the
Just-
frog fill it.
It's just
I got a frog guy.
you got a frog guy. You gotta have a frog guy.
Yeah, you don't got a frog guy.
You don't got a
Yeah,
frog.
who do you even call for this? Because it's not like you're dealing with bugs on this.
No,
do you
yeah, your
bring in?
pest people. Yeah.
Plus,
And
like
there's nothing you could do. I don't think.
if you put like I don't know what you do to get rid of frogs. I'm just throwing things out there like some sort of poison. There's gonna
So
be
poison the frogs.
yeah, there would be dead frogs everywhere, and I would imagine that has to stink as well.
So instead of having
I
like
think
just guts and frog
Yeah,
innards, we're gonna just kill them a different way
no win
and
situation.
then deal with the carcasses.
Yeah, but this is not
maybe
good.
just like an old school mouse trap with some cheese on the end, like real cartoony.
Yeah, that's what we need. Some nice cheddar, a nice sharp cheddar on the end of that.
How you made a
Perfect
cheese
triangle block.
This is going to be a great party. It's for the frogs.
It's for the frogs.
The fromage.
A little fromage. Put some brie on the end of it. That'll smell too.
So we started about an hour after I was ready because I don't know how many computers. I don't know computer work. How? I just needed to my mic was really low, and this happened yesterday too, and I didn't figure out how to fix it. IT Rob is like, why don't you just restart the thing?
That is my job
And
to
I
tell
couldn't
people to do
figure
that.
out restart a Mac. I don't know how it works. It was like, you have Microsoft Word open. We can't restart this computer. And I was like, I'm like, oh man, this is too much for me.
I love how it didn't give you an option to just like force close it or something. It just
No, I had to figure out that Command Q quits, and then I had to hit Force Quit after that.
nice.
But
Whatever Neoma
the
was
amount
working
of
on
time
is
that
gone.
took me to figure out was embarrassing.
Did you do a little search to figure that out?
No, I tried logging in on my phone for this, recording. I tried logging in on my work computer.
Yeah, but like to force quit, did you have to like Google how do I do this? How do I close down Microsoft?
So frantically trying to find solutions to allow us to begin doing what we're doing right now, and I didn't even try to figure out how can I
Just
close
mash buttons.
Microsoft Word because it just seems so stupid. Like if that would be like one of those things, like if you Googled it, the answer would come back really like,
Yeah.
how do I close Microsoft Word? It'd be like, just go away, go to bed, you
Just,
old idiot. Like,
just
I
hold
feel
the
like
next time.
if
Just
that-
hold the power
if
button down.
that's- If that was my wife, what she's gonna do is she's gonna
My
hold
wife?
down that. My wife. Guys, we're bringing some Borat out in
Yeah.
episode 18 right now.
Hell yeah.
My wife Jen would hold down that button so hard that button would be broken, and just like the keyboard would be pushed in so hard. Yeah.
Screw this computer.
When in doubt, we're gonna use force. That's
Mhm.
how
Did
that's.
you say she's not very nice to the buttons?
Look at this.
It's a
We're
Borat call.
getting them
Nice.
all. What is this? It's cheese. What is this?
Oh, we could have used that when we were talking about the frog, Rob.
I should have. You know,
Could have busted it out earlier.
Borat was not on my mind at that point. But
Well, guys, it seems like we're finally getting into summer now. Seems like we're moving away from all this rain that we've been having up in our tri-state area. Now we're just moving into instant heat wave.
yeah. What are you gonna do to survive the heat wave? I know Nick's gonna swim with frogs, but what are you gonna do, Greg? You gonna go in your lake?
I think what I'm gonna do is go like the other direction, like extreme endurance athlete. I'm just gonna be jogging 20 miles every day outside. I want to have like disgusting blisters on my toes. I think that's what I'm trying to do is cut weight by about 25 pounds in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that's that. You're just going to see me out there just running all over, limping. It's going to be wonderful.
You're looking for like a really good case of athlete's foot. That's what you want.
Tough acting to
Tough
acting.
act. Do they still make that?
Whereas Nick's leaning away and trying to cool himself, I'm leaning in. I'm going in on the heat. I'm embracing it.
Not only that, you're gonna do this in like a whole sweatsuit, so you really get
the Missy Elliott garbage bag.
I might get a weighted vest. It's time I own a weighted vest. If you're an adult and you don't own a weighted vest, what are you even doing?
Where's your life at?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Up.
How have you been living?
But I cannot do this because I have now injured my back at Orange Theory, proving that I am an old man by doing deadlifts with ridiculously small weight because it's set to go slow and my time under tension. So I was like, and I was holding it too long. All you need to know is realistically for the past few days, if I tried to touch my toes, that was it. That's as far as I could go.
Was it a shooting pain?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like Shawn Michaels in 98.
Wow.
Like
that's pretty bad.
Oh, I was gonna say a little post mania. I gotta go away for 4 years.
What's the opposite of a spring chicken?
A dead frog.
Jazz.
Jazz is definitely not a spring chicken.
Even though we've now seen pictures of Jazz when we talk about Jazz, I like to picture just like this old lady smoking cigarettes. Kind of looks like Miss Crowley from Sting and Sing 2 with that like rolling eye.
It's funny you say that, Greg.
That's my version of Jazz.
Because I've been picturing Jazz as the lady known as Doris from the Verona Inn.
It's neither.
No,
we're getting a full selfie with Jazz.
I think what you need to do is go back there.
Yeah.
Get a haircut and then just take, like the Triple H selfie with her.
Yeah.
after you give her a gift, our latest merch. We're always talking about merch that we're never making.
Which we are
Here's
going
our
to
latest merch, which we're not making just yet, but we will. We're gonna make one. Remember the old Raw's War logo? We're gonna go with that font, and it's gonna say "Jazz is Zaj." You go in there, hand her the shirt, and then just hit the Triple H pose.
Yeah.
She's like,
what is Zaj?
What are you?
It sounds sexual.
It sounds extremely sexual.
And you don't even have a haircut booked, so you just leave.
You just so what do you want? A little off the side? Nah, I'm actually leaving. So sorry.
No, we voted on this. I don't go here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you get. Sorry about the poll. It's a Twitter poll.
Oh,
there was a Twitter poll, so just got to do the selfie. Then I'm out.
There is nothing more official than a Twitter poll. So
Jazz is Zaj.
Wow. I mean, that's up there with that. That's a perfect shirt.
Yes.
Between that and the Genetti, come on. What else could we be going with? I feel like that would be the really adult thing to do, Nick, would be to go back and own up to it. But Greg, on the other hand, I feel like you might be able to do some adult type things. I don't know about Greg. We heard a little story from him about how he failed at being an adult.
Oh.
Greg, you gotta tell everybody.
All right, so I'm at a crossroads, guys. My passport has expired.
Oh,
my driver's license is not the real ID license. So that means for as far as I know, if I want to get on a plane, even to go domestically, I cannot travel. So I'm not traveling anywhere at the moment, but I figured if I woke up early enough, I could just go into the Department of Motor Vehicles, wait online till it opened up, walk in with all my paperwork, and get this real ID. So, get up, get to the Department of Motor Vehicles almost an hour
Which
before it
one?
opens.
Which one?
The one in Oakland,
Okay.
the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So, I sit there for about 50 minutes. There's 2 different lines. Nobody knows which line they're supposed to be on. They're like, is this the one for the appointments? No, that's the walk-in line. People are chippy because everyone wants to get the real ID. And the only people who are really guaranteed are the people with the appointment. So, after waiting for about 50 minutes, who do I see walk in but Nick's wife?
My wife.
My
Literally, they had a run-in today at the DMV. Now, I was recently at the DMV to have my, au pair take the driver's test and get a license. This process took over 4 hours. So I'm well-versed in the Oakland DMV.
Wow.
So I told my wife, I was like, get an appointment. It doesn't matter what time, and then just show up early. Because when I went, there was a line out the door. They weren't doing the 2-line thing. And right before it opens, they're like, hey, who's got an appointment? And 10% of people got out of the line to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody has an appointment. Nobody makes appointments. And this is why the majority of people are unsuccessful. And I'm thinking about all this. I set Neoma up. I'm like, just go. If she's out of there by 8:30 with her real ID today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shows up much later, gets it done.
And around what time, like, what happened to you in your line?
So what happened was the woman comes outside to go over, all right, appointments, you're going to be coming in. Walk-ins, we have so many appointments today that you can only stay in line if your license is expiring in June. So if you want to stay here, we're going to need to see your current driver's license and need to see that it expires in June. Well, my license doesn't expire in June. I've got till the end of the year. So I could not wait in line. So I booked my appointment, and I will be going back in almost 3 months from now.
Wow, 3 months?
Yeah, dude. This real ID thing is insane. It's been going on for months.
It has. And I was like, you know what? I could pull this off. But I think a lot of people realized that it was Juneteenth today.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had off. A lot of responsible, successful people booked these appointments probably about 2 to 3 months ago.
Let me ask you something. Was the 3-month out almost appointment the first possible one? Or did...
Yes.
Wow. Jesus.
First
you could probably
option
go
that I
online, search other DMVs, maybe game system, make an appointment for something other than a real ID, and then cross your fingers and play stupid. But if you're going to let them make the appointment for you, it's going to be in months.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't have my real ID yet either, so I got to figure
And
this
I'm not
out.
going to take the chance that I play stupid. But, you realistically don't need this real ID if you still have a valid passport.
You have a passport or a passport card, which I don't know who anyone has one of those, but that's a thing.
I have my passport
right now, I am
card.
0 for 2.
Wow.
Which, knowing how Newark Airport has been, even though it's been better, I'm okay. I'm not flying anywhere for right now. Staying local for the summer, guys.
What if Marty Jannetty asked you to travel to Florida with him? What would you do?
So is the lead up just like, I've never talked to Jannetty before, and he's like, hey.
Yeah, you want to go to Florida with me? You want to go to Deerfield Beach, Florida with me?
This sounds horrendous. I'm creeped out at this hypothetical scenario of seasoned vet.
Let's just take the Jannetty out of it and be like, hey, Greg, are you going to go to Florida with some strange old man you don't know segment of the week?
That's a good segment. And it just depends on which strange old man it is.
Do you think in some universe Jannetty summers and gets down to Florida with Jazz every year?
In some universe, I do.
Yeah, they just zadge it up.
It's just...
We maybe he should be the one to deliver this shirt to Jazz.
I've just had a serious question. Have you seen Marty Jannetty's haircut lately?
How would we have done such a
I don't
thing?
know. Maybe you just looked him up on Twitter or something. I don't know.
Just check it out. Well, let me see. Let's see what we can find right now.
It looks like Zaj gave him a haircut.
Let's get some Marty Jannetty. Let's see what we can find of him. I'm gonna Google Marty Jannetty 2025.
Do
Let's
it.
see if we get.
You're gonna find a crazy haircut, man.
All right. Yeah. Well, here, guys. Here we go.
Share that.
I will. I'll do a little share screen of. Here we go. Marty Jannetty 2025, guys. Here you go.
Now you know Jazz gave him that haircut.
We got him right there.
That's-
And this is when Marty realizes he didn't make an appointment.
I love how the topic is growing concern over former WWE stars' well-being. Oh man, it's terrible.
This is Marty Jannetty inviting me down to Florida, even though we've never spoken before.
Hey, do you want to go with me?
Thanks for coming to this WrestleCon. I need a buddy for my trip to Florida.
What do you think his shirt says? I want to say it says Rikishi, but I doubt it does.
I feel like, I mean, the SHI is definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rikishi.
Like, does it say Rikishi's daddy?
Let's just know that that's what
So
it
does
says.
that mean? Does that mean Jannetty's part of the bloodline?
I think he must be.
He's going to be revealed as the higher power of the bloodline at some point.
The real final boss.
The real final boss. You know, that's what we need. Well, I hate to hear about your DMV fail, Greg. Hopefully 3 months from now it goes smoother.
You know what? I hope so. Okay, I'll keep everyone updated.
Keep us updated.
I'll put it on the Twitter.
Because that's what we want. I don't
It'll just say 3 months from now.
Greg's going to have
there.
to show his real ID on the podcast and dox himself.
Yeah, just totally dox himself. His whole driver's license number.
Giving away all my information.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my social
These are
security.
the documents I need for my real ID, guys.
Got my birth certificate. Out of curiosity, this is different subject here. But so right now I have the Pacers Thunder NBA Finals game on, which, by the way, the Pacers are just rolling on. This is literally the first 10 minutes of a finals game that I've watched so far this year. Once the Knicks were out, basketball was too much for me. I didn't want to watch any of this. Have you guys watched any of this series?
The wound was too fresh.
It's too fresh, man.
And you know what? The wound's been too fresh for me. I've not watched any since the Knicks have been out because I'm even more diehard Knicks fan than you.
That must be it.
That explains it.
That explains it. And I know Nick has not watched, so I didn't think so. But
I did watch the U.S. Open but even having the U.S. Open for my father-in-law when he was here on Father's Day, coverage cut out because of the rain delay.
Oh my God, you cannot win, dude.
So he's like, it's supposed to be on NBC. You got NBC, you got Hulu, you got NBC on Hulu. And I'm like, now I'm scrambling. And then I cast it from my phone from usopen.com. And he's like, this isn't it. This isn't it. And I'm like,
this isn't it. This isn't it.
And then eventually it came back on Peacock. I guess enough people complained or they realized it was ridiculous that they moved coverage over from NBC to NBC. So yes, even though I had the exact thing he wanted to watch available to me, I still took a fat L for not having enough sports options on my TV.
I mean, he wants traditional cable
At my house.
Yeah.
He might just start paying for it for you. He might just be like, you know what? You married my daughter. You need some traditional cable.
My daughter deserves traditional cable.
Yeah.
I just need to know that I can watch sports when I come to your house.
Yeah. So, but at least you only had to listen to him this time. It wasn't your brother-in-law as
No,
well.
it wasn't my brother-in-law. Also, like, you know, belittling me for not having ESPN or whatever it was.
Which is the last thing you wanted to hear most of all, I'm sure.
I just thought it was ironic. Like I literally like knew ahead of time the exact thing he would want to watch. He's going to be on one of the streaming services I subscribe to, and it still didn't work out.
Well,
it did. We still got to see that awesome ending.
Yeah,
the guy hit the 60-something foot putt. So I guess all's well that ends well. But
you left him with a good taste in his mouth. That's all that matters.
It still got the comments of like, "Oh, you don't have the Hulu. You don't have the BBC on the Hulu."
And it was Father's Day. Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of fathers.
Oh man, I was gonna do the same thing. Good job, Greg.
Speaking of fathers, we should talk about Gage's father. Not Nick.
Not Nick.
Who should we talk about, Rob?
We should talk about You're Mine. You're next. Why did he do
this? A wrestling promo.
Why did he do that? Why did he say You're mine? Like, it was so dumb. He should have just say You're next.
Yep.
Dude, that was a great call.
Like,
also
everything.
I think we need
what?
You need that voice more.
You're mine.
You're nailing it.
Everything about that whole entire Goldberg segment was just complete and utter shit. Like, there's no other way to describe it to me. It was terrible. From his shirt, it's just the horrific shirt that he was wearing. What?
Wait a second.
Come on, give it to me.
Wait a second.
I want to see you devil's advocate this.
You're trying to tell me you don't love this?
Dude.
This makes no sense.
None of it.
Well, he's wearing a long sleeve t-shirt in the summer.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't look like that.
Like, three-quarter length.
Dude, the eyeballs popping out of the head with
I think whoever made this shirt hates him.
Yeah. You know who made this shirt? This was definitely a Jazz production. We know Jazz.
Look at this.
And he's got smoke coming out of his nose that just looks like a huge bug. Like
he has never had anything close to this.
I know this vibe is insane.
Goldberg's last ride.
You're mine.
You're mine.
And I'm a crazy cartoon character.
Dude,
it was so bad. I don't understand. And
but it does ship free, guys.
Oh, thank God. If you had to pay $40 for that, come on.
Dude, this is not it. This is just not
it. Yeah, that seems like it was from a different time, that design.
That was 1995 1997 at the start of his streak.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah! After all the hype we've done,
part of me does like how terrible it is, but not enough to actually own the shirt. Like it feels like a gag shirt. Like I would buy this for one of your birthdays to be like, I got you something.
I got you something.
And then like you'd be like, oh, it's the Goldberg shirt, and then you hold it up, and next to Jazz,
only Rob and I get the joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Or is like, what is that?
And all of our listeners, Nick, all of those.
They're all invited to Greg's birthday?
Yes.
Sick.
Yes, they are.
I mean, the detail on this shirt, though, what is going on? Like Goldberg's tongue is halfway across his body.
The ring is exploding in the background or something.
It's everything that Goldberg isn't. It looks like, you know, like it's trying to be a little fun. It's trying to be like Goldberg is the opposite of fun. He just comes across as like such a crotchety old guy at this point.
I mean,
and he is at this, like, I was watching the segment back. Obviously not identical, but he's starting to take on some Hank from Breaking Bad. Like, he's just looking like an older guy who might be your neighbor. Like the crotchety neighbor who just happens to be in really good shape. and will call the cops if you're making noise after 10 p.m.
Dean Norris will do that to you. That's his real name, by the way. But
Got it.
And so, I mean, look, the obvious take here is to be like this promo and this comeback are so like a sixth grader could write this promo. Like it was so just, I felt like lazy. And, you know, Bully Ray said the same thing. And it seems like Goldberg's comeback was his WCW record.
Nick, thank you for bringing that up. So, like, Goldberg goes on, and so Bully Ray goes on what's the name of their podcast?
Busted Open.
Thank you. Moment of brain fart right there. And Bully Ray just thought it was lazy and not that great. And Goldberg comes back and cites he called it 176-0 streak, which it's not. It's not that. We know. It was, he lost his sixth match. Sorry. He was 5-1 to Chad Fortune at a WCW dark match.
Wait, where are we getting this from, Rob? Because I'm questioning that. I'm feeling that's fake news.
It's not. It's on. Look at the Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia.
Oh, Greg, it's on the Wikipedia, Greg.
Look,
on the Wikipedia.
I'll tell you the date he lost. He lost on September 22nd, 1997, in Salt Lake City, Utah.
He's got a date and a place, Greg.
Sorry, actually, I looked at the wrong one. He beat Hugh Morris that night. July 24th, 1997, on a WCW Saturday night taping. He lost to Chad Fortune. And he lost by pinfall. Whatever the case, okay? He's citing this streak that also only spanned 161 matches. And he calls it 176. Like, they just made this number up.
But does this streak that was manufactured, where this guy was booked insanely strong for a really long period of time, make him, in his words, the Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he could just come back and get a title shot?
Clearly.
This is like I know the only good ending, or at least the only ending that would make me extremely satisfied. And are you guys aware of what that outcome for this match is?
He just has to wear the shirt and like nothing else, or so. I don't know. Like, what do we?
Whoa! Bret Hart interference.
Oh wow! Yeah. That is.
If we get Bret Hart interference in this match, that is the best possible outcome.
I want Bret Hart coming out in that shirt.
Yes.
Bret Hart, no interference, just such disdain, so many eye rolls.
He stands at the front of the entrance and just eye rolls the whole match.
And then Gunther just rolls him up. It's not even great at it.
A schoolboy roll up?
Absolutely.
LLC.
You see what I was doing there? And, here's Bret Hart.
Let me just go. Let me just lie down and get pinned. Bret Hart really is not entertained by me.
The hate is strong there.
So, I know we're on Goldberg right now, and I wasn't sure if we were going to go there, but I need to touch on it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, AEW has a show last night. Once again, in the spirit of open, honest communication, I did not watch it. But I watched the highlights. Looked to be a very great program. Crowd was excellent. Grand Slam Mexico. And then they're like, you know what we're going to do? Now's the time to bring back Bryan Danielson. And you're like, oh, you're going to bring him back to like interfere and maybe take out Jon Moxley because that's the guy who wrote you off? Nope. We just bring Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, however you may know him. We're going to bring him out after the show has ended to just take on some of like the local wrestlers down there. What are we doing? Why would we waste that return at that moment? Save them for your flagship pay-per-view. You've got All In next month. Why would you not wait? tie this in to your storyline. Tie it into Jon Moxley writing you off. Maybe that's now going to cost him the belt. But no, they just brought him out at the end. And I think, once again, it just shows you, AEW, you're moving in the right direction, but you need creative help.
You know what the
Yes.
You know what the problem is there, though, Greg, is that Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, as you said, however you may know him, is on the creative team, isn't he? So he okayed this. That's the problem. And then it's him doing it. It's like Kevin Nash when he was booking WCW.
Which also makes sense because I believe Mercedes Moné, you may know her as Sasha Banks, I've heard also has creative control. And coincidentally is wearing about 10 belts right now. So
the Uber goat, self-proclaimed.
Come on, I'm so tired of her. You know?
She's not in your Mount Rushmore?
No. That's a good question. Let's hit back that later on in the episode, okay? I want your Mount Rushmore. We could come to it collectively. It'll give us a little time to think of women's wrestlers before we leave. All right? But yeah, Sasha Banks, man, she is just, that AEW run has just been horrible. And I know they're trying really hard to push her as like the GOAT, like Nick said, but it's just not hitting at all.
Feels insanely forced. Like, why does somebody need that much gold? It's crazy.
What is that? Like, what is that accomplishing too? Like, she's not losing to anybody ever. So nobody's getting a rub ever. What are we doing here? I just don't understand.
I mean, you can look at the fact that I think you're getting the big time. Not that division, I think, has nearly enough depth to it, but you are getting the best possible match at their biggest pay-per-view coming up next month with Toni Storm going up against Mercedes Moné. Like, that is the best possible story that you can have going into that pay-per-view for the women's side of things.
Which on paper should be a great match. On paper.
Should be.
I don't know. You know, the IWC loves to rag on Sasha Banks for being, you know, the botch queen and all that stuff, but that'll be what happens somehow. And God forbid, you know, Toni Storm ends up getting injured in that match, and then people would go nuts. People would really go nuts.
I would be. Did you see the former Mariah May's NXT contract signing this week?
Yeah, I saw part of it. I saw the name, and I don't know if, like, did she just signed the contract and then some people came out to ruin the moment, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where the contract is just signed?
No.
Yeah, no, right. Can never be.
Mm-mm. You know, Cody Rhodes signed his contract before he appeared at WrestleMania. He didn't have to go through like the contract signing in the ring, you know. Only certain people have to go through that.
Scott Steiner back in the day.
Yeah. You know, he was on Triple H's shit list.
I think real life needs to have more contract signings that go awry.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm about to take this new job, but all of a sudden, 3 of my future coworkers just came out and jumped me. Well, you know what? I already signed, so I'm here now.
So, demand a match. At lunch. Also, refresh my memory, just hearkening back to the Daniel Bryan thing. When Moxley wrote him off, wasn't that supposed to be like a retirement thing? Like, didn't he say, if I lose, I'm retiring?
He did say he was retiring from full-time wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I think after a while, they kind of moved away from the full-time and just started leaning a little bit more into, you know, this is it. I'm retiring.
So now that he's back 3 months later, he He's no longer retired.
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, did he come out as a treat, like, for that crowd? Possibly, but the fact that, like, the videos are out there, it does take away when I think you could have saved that for about a month later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could have. It's
But once again,
always.
like I said, I'm not gonna lie and say I watched the show, but I watched the highlights for about 15 minutes, and like we were saying months ago, these international crowds are so hot for any type of wrestling that they could get.
Mhm.
The environment there made the product seem so much better than when we're seeing, let's say, AEW in these smaller locations in the US right now. And Rob, I think we've been pretty honest about seeing both sides of this, unlike maybe a third party.
Mhm.
Whereas AEW does have some momentum again right now. Not necessarily what it did 3 years ago, but it has been taking steps in the right direction. But like this seemed like a huge jump up for them with that crowd.
Yeah, I think that's major. They just really have to. All In has to be a major event. Like they have to really kill it with it. And because right now, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think WWE is definitely on their back foot. Like they are. I think things are a little stale, and I don't think it's any reason, any fault to the performers. Like CM Punk and Cena had a great little back and forth the other day, but the storylines just I don't know lately. So this is AEW's chance to really step up and take it.
It is. And what I find interesting is we've talked about pricing with WWE's, PLE events and how expensive things have been with WrestleMania. Nick, you'd have a better idea. What are SummerSlam prices looking like from
So
what you've
the
seen?
single day tickets have been released, and the cheap seats are $125 before fees. So you're probably looking at $150 ish to get in there for one night, and a cheap seat. And then, I mean, look, the really expensive ones are still really expensive, right?
Yep.
If you're going to try and get in that lower part of that lower bowl, you're looking at something with a comma.
I mean,
You're
I'm
looking
looking right now on StubHub at AEW All In. You could get great seats to this
Which
event.
is
I
in
believe,
Texas, Greg?
yes, it's
Dallas,
going to be
right?
at
A lot.
Globe Life Field in Arlington.
Yeah.
And last I heard that they had sold out, I want to say around 18,000 tickets. This was almost a week ago. Now, that stadium can obviously hold way more than that.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's home of the Rangers, I'm going to assume that they could hold probably around like 43,000 or so, just baseball number I'm coming up with. But you could get an excellent seat where you'd be sitting on the infield, not front row, but you could get very good seats for like $165.
Hmm.
So it's not like you're in the nosebleeds to be there. You're getting a really good seat for 165. And if you just want like the dirt cheap seat, you could get in there for about $50 right now. So as much as at times we have, called the product out, this is an opportunity for AEW to step up, and also for fans who are dissatisfied with WWE, as we know, as we call ourselves the IWC. We're fickle breed, and one moment we're loving WWE and talking about how John Cena's turn is the greatest thing of all time, and about 4 months later we're like, it's kind of cold. Well, here's an opportunity. Maybe you take your money and you put it into AEW's All In, make that a successful event, and now all of a sudden WWE has to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they better start because the you know what has totally made the Cena run better right now since you've mentioned it is the whole R-Truth thing. So hopefully WWE can capitalize on that because right now AEW is coming for him, and we'll see.
Look, the Goldberg thing shows that there's still some weird lapses in creativity, but look, Money in the Bank was good. The sheer number of people vying for both titles on both brands right now is making it more interesting than it was. Like they're going back in the right direction, but they're still doing dumb shit, like the Goldberg thing or weak things. So it seems like AEW's fallen victim to the same thing. They've done some good stuff, then they kind of dropped the ball, bringing back Daniel Bryan. But at least things are more interesting in terms of the competition side of it.
Mhm.
Like, it's not just like AEW's garbage right now at all. So, I mean, it stinks that WWE has to have fallen off as much as they have, where it seems like they were unstoppable before, like a year ago, say. But whatever, it's going to make them fix everything and it'll be better sooner with AEW kind of getting their act together these past couple months.
I would hope so. Need something.
Still need to
Also-
work with creative, though.
Yeah.
Do
mean,
you
there's some
think that
more.
we'll be seeing any of the former WWE wrestlers that were released earlier this year showing up for AEW?
I don't know, because I don't think any of them make a big enough of a splash. Really, like thinking through the names in my head, who even would go that you would want to see?
I'm just thinking Braun, probably.
I'm thinking if you're looking at who AEW could bring in to help them, I would consider Braun. I don't think they have enough of those type of competitors. I mean, you've got Brody King, who's an absolute hoss, but I think Braun Strowman would still be much larger. I mean, obviously we could fact check that, but I think Braun Strowman could be a good addition for
Definitely
them because
larger.
he's different than what they have. And maybe bring in Cora Jade or like a Gigi Dolan to help bolster the women's division.
You can make Braun Strowman good. You just have to book him like no pun intended, like a monster.
Well, it's
And-
like we were talking with the release, I don't understand why they pushed him, and then he was white hot back. I mean, we're going back, I don't want to say a decade, but well over 5 years ago.
2018-ish, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 7 years ago. And then they're like, you know what, we're good. And then they just started using him basically as
Enhancement.
jobber to the next monster.
Yeah. He was enhancement talent. That's what
Yeah.
he turned into. And I don't like, you know what? I've perfectly honest, I was never that much of a Braun guy. But I think the biggest problem and the reason I thought that is because there was never somebody else as big as him to go against. You know, you weren't putting him against Undertaker at his late stage in his career.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's a problem, but I think AEW can overcome it if they just have him come in and destroy people, like, for, like, a few weeks. Just have him come destroy everybody and, like, make him into, you know, a monster.
Yeah, I
Mm,
would be good with that.
yeah.
I think it's a great idea, Robert.
Hook me up, Tony. Call me. You got my number.
Hit up the lover boy.
You know? You like this?
Nick, I want to congratulate you, though.
I stayed awake.
You just made it through our
Ah.
longest AEW segment ever.
Not only did he make
I'm
it through,
Interested.
he actually like added something to it too. So that's I want to see that dance again though.
Nick, hit that move again.
I'm interested.
Wow. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, you liked it.
I did like that. That was good. That was really good.
You know what? Let's close it out and segue back with this. Feel like a lot of people
Ask me
have been mentioning,
stupid questions.
yeah, like, oh, you think AJ Styles is done? Do you think he's going to AEW? I don't.
No,
I don't think he's going to wind up there for a second.
no shot.
I think people want that because his wrestling would be, you know, would pair very well with many of the roster. But I don't see him leaving WWE at this point. I think he'll move
Needs to
into
retire there, man. He's done his part. One of the goats.
The amazing thing about AJ is that he still is like arguably one of the best in WWE.
In ring, easy.
Easy.
Come on, easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
And he still looks the part. I just wish that they like you know I'm always a sucker for this kind of stuff. Like I want to see another title run with him. Not just the IC title. I want to see
Yeah.
him.
I
I want to see him
doesn't show-
holding
I
this,
mean-
the big belt.
mean, I think at best you're looking at is the IC belt for him.
That just sucks to me, though. It just,
I mean, there is the
Well,
there
they
is-
can take it off Dom, and they can actually break up the Judgment Day. Finally, stop dangling this carrot. You know, get it on AJ. He seems more vicious. He ended that match again really fast in a
Yeah.
really violent way. I'm into this. Like this will be cool if this could be his kind of
I am.
upcoming
I'd be
arc.
good with that, and I would be good with the Judgment Day implosion. Finally,
Yeah. What are we
where
waiting
would
for?
you say we did this with Jericho a little while ago? So let's go with the other side of Y2 AJ. Where would you say if Styles were to retire this year, where does he rank all time? Ballpark.
See, it gets hard for me because
Oh, he just doesn't have. I mean, like
that's not what I meant.
Globally, like he has a crazy impact.
Oh God.
He's like a TNA Mount Rushmore. But like, where does that put him all time? You know,
I think he's a top 5
like in ring
wrestler of all
But
time.
when you talk about everybody
But
else,
his-
it's more.
but
the whole
he-
thing,
His
package.
character has never been awesome. That's like the thing. And I love AJ Styles. He's arguably one of my favorites of all time. So like I'm not ragging on him. I just don't think his character has ever met his in-ring talent at the same level.
So is
I
he
think-
in
I
the 20s
think-
or deeper? I mean, you know,
I'm putting him ahead of Jericho, so just based on wrestling. So I'd probably put him right around like the 13, 14 area, I'd say.
I'm thinking at best like a higher teen on this one. Like he's probably. I mean, I would really need to sit down and craft this out, but I think he's going to be hovering somewhere around like 18 to 22. He's like a college kid, 18 to 22.
Yeah. I mean, I think he has to get a lot of credit for being somebody who was part of the original. He was the original leader of the Bullet Club, right? Or no, it was Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Ooh,
Never
his
mind.
son Balor's back.
Yeah, so
Yes.
no, I can't give him credit for that. But
There's Prince Devitt.
Prince Devitt. Where Nick?
Prince?
What was your number on that?
I thought we would land in the 20s
Okay.
without
Alright.
having to name that many names. I figured I could probably come up with 20 that I put ahead of him
Okay.
because of the.
Yeah, because I
he
think
didn't have
like,
this insane impact in WWE. He's never had like the character that you fall in love with. He's just literally one of the best wrestlers ever, and that's why you like him. You know.
I do think when you put like pen to paper, as much as you may like him as a wrestler, there's a reason that like, the greats are the greats, and
It's always about
I'd
the
say there's-
character.
I'd say there's about 20 or so in front of him.
Okay. Fair enough.
Robert loves West Wing. He loves it.
Why is it that voice?
I don't know. I was trying to do something.
Wobbit loves wrestling.
You love it.
I love it. I love wrestling and I love sick rap verses.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's what Greg always makes fun of me for.
You like what you like, Robert.
I like what I like. What can I say?
You like what you like.
So you like what you like. I kind of want to do. I saw on our show sheet that we had mentioned LA Knight, and
Yes.
I want
Yes,
to
sir.
because I think we're gonna kind of wind this thing down. But I want.
yes.
Oh, look at you! Look at
Very
very
professional LA Knight.
very studious, Nick. This is
Affirmative.
you have to say affirmative.
I concur.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. I would like a little bit, maybe even a fast count on this. I actually like where LA Knight's been going. They had him in the ring this past week with all the top guys. I mean, who else you want him in the ring with at that point? But Greg, I kind of got the sense that you think he needs a change of scenery. So fast count. Is LA Knight at any point this year vying for a WWE championship?
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
Fast count? Yes.
Okay, thank you. I like to hear that. Nick, fast.
I can't say this any harder. Yes.
That was amazing. That was so unnecessary. It was
I
absolutely.
just want you to know I really think so. I really think it's going to happen.
To go from Wobbit Wubs Wrestling to that all within 2 minutes is beyond amazing.
I just really want it to happen.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that to happen more than you.
I want that cut
Yeah.
from Wobbit Loves Wrestling to the SpongeBob 2 minutes later clip.
Yeah. 2 minutes later. All right. I will make that happen.
That.
Yeah. Dude.
That needs to happen.
I don't even know what to say, man. That was you.
He's there. It's happening.
Oh,
So
man.
excited. So excited.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I think he will be vying for it. I'm not saying he's winning it, but
Yeah.
I think he'll have some matches. But I mean, spot of the week. Did you see how that match ended that he was in? It was insane.
Was if I remember correctly, was that the RKO? Yeah.
Yeah, the RKO
From the top rope, like
Mello.
onto Mello, yeah.
Yeah. On to LA Knight.
Yeah.
It was RKO out of nowhere. Still a thing. Still love it.
They find that they always find a good way to book that. You know, no matter what they're doing otherwise, they always find a good Randy Orton RKO. H is always finding it.
Nick, are the glasses nearby?
All of them. We got professional or angry. I guess these are my angry LA Knight glasses now.
You put on the angry LA Knight glasses when you have to figure out how to troubleshoot the MacBook.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I cannot close Microsoft Word at the moment. I just wish they didn't take the US Open off Peacock.
You so Peacock. Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dude. This has been the best 5 minutes of the show. And it's not even close. Oh god. Well, that's fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I think I did.
I think you did.
Fun factor 9.5.
Fun factor 9.5, way higher than Rikishi's fun factor watching the product right now.
He's just a mad dad.
That's one salty dude.
All about the merchandise sales. Coolest, angriest person ever.
Where it officially got to be just too late for Nick, and his body just took over, and he's just now saying whatever. The filter's gone. He's just.
That was my Rikishi impression. It was like a very cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
The coolest, maddest dude ever.
Just the coolest, maddest dude. That's how we're putting him. That's how he is. Well, guys, this was fun. Let's do it again next
Nick,
week.
Before you go, can you give me the Rikishi voice for "I Did It for the Rock"?
I don't even know this reference.
Just go with it.
Just go with it.
I did it for the Rock. Yeet. I didn't know the reference.
The voice, I mean, the face with the voice was the best part of it. Yeet. Yeet. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Follow us on social media. Schoolboy Roller. You know us. You know where to find us.
You know where we're at.
You know where we're at.
Come holler.
Holler at your boys.